Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and now that my 3 obligatory videos are done for the day, that's right, it was Q&A day. So if you guys had questions about fitness, training, powerlifting, getting cock decent strong, I answered all your questions earlier today, so go check those out. But you guys saw the title of this video when you clicked on it, so you know what time it is. It's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And once again, because he can't help himself, Callie the Booty Warrior Muscle, aka Chuck Basher, that was his G for P name. Go check it out. Just be prepared, because you can't unsee once you see it if you Google that. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skill of my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about him popping off. Now, what I'm going to do, rather than you guys go watch his 2-hour video, it appears that none other than John Bravo, and I'll link his video down below. Go check his video out where Callie Muscle, the Booty Warrior, threatens me, Johnny Bravo, Elgintensity. It's kind of ironic that Callie Muscle went inner city on Elgin. That's a first. That's different. That's interesting. But you know, we can call it threats, but here's a term. Let me explain how this works. That's actually not technically a threat, because he made conditional statements. See, I've had to talk to a lot of police about this stuff. It's a conditional statement. If I see you guys, if I see you guys. See, that's a conditional statement. Doesn't mean he's going to come after you, technically, but if he sees you now, he has a threat. See how that works, guys? So you just got to make sure he doesn't see you. On my ghillie suit, I guess. But point is, he rambled on and on and on, and he's talking about I ain't afraid to go to jail. They love me for that. I done 11 years in the San Quentin Penitentiary. That's how I know all about them peanut butters and tortilla and the D-bowl. It's like, I ain't afraid to go. I ain't afraid of the consequences. He's all like, lock me up, lock him up. Throw away the key. Throw away the key. I ain't afraid to go to jail. He ain't afraid to go to jail. I ain't afraid to poke another man in the butt. I just fooling y'all. That was a joke. You guys know the reference. If you don't, you guys need to check it out. It's a hilarious movie. But it's going on and on about that. Also talking about, you know how that trend gets to people's head. I've talked about that, and like Pete Rubish talked about that, about how trend gets to your head and makes you egotistical, gives you delusions of grandeur. He's standing there talking about, can't nothing knock him down. Yeah, nothing can knock him down. He's unstoppable. I digress. I think we're in denial of basic physics here. I don't think it would take more than about 2,500, 3,000 foot-pounds of kinetic energy to knock him down, to knock him flat. And if at first you don't succeed, then try and try again. But, you know, the thing is, he's over here popping off how he's going to do this or that to us. It's like, you do know. Now, we can set Elgin to the side, because I'm pretty sure he lives in communist Maryland. That's a communist country, I think, with disarmed citizens. But you do know, I live in Texas, the great Republic of Texas. John Bravo lives in Arizona. You do know those are pro-Second Amendment states where stand your ground laws, right? Like, in other words, people don't have to run from you. Callie, you just threatened as a convicted felon and gang member. Let me spell this out for you. You're already a previously convicted felon and a gang member. You just threatened to harm people who you know are armed and strapped 24/7. In stand your ground states, in states where you can't even legally carry a gun, who don't have to run, and you're big and muscular. With a history, a known history documented in the penal system of violent behavior. You do know if you approached either one of us, that would be like Christmas. You understand that, right? Maybe you don't. You're not very smart. Not very smart. And you know, the thing is, you're talking about that. Let me be honest with you. There's a whole line of guys out there who would like a piece of me. Whole line of them. You probably need to get in line. So why don't you go ahead and have the big ones line up and the little ones stack up? And come on with it, son. Talk is cheap. But the thing is, you're popping off on this because your secrets have been revealed of your new involvement with a multi-state criminal investigation, receiving proceeds from part of a drug ring that's been busted at the federal level. That's what you're upset about? You know, you can call us, you said we're devils, we're demons. Said it again, that you're doing God's work. Was you doing God's work when you got put in the penitentiary? Robbing people with a pistol and selling large quantities of coke? That's God's work? What are you doing now? Talking about you're helping people and people are angry at you for helping. How are you helping people? You don't even know how to train without drugs and synthol. I mean, you put out bicep workouts that are biomechanically not true. They're not based on reality. You've never coached athletes. You have no knowledge of exercise science. I bet you don't even know the difference between linear and concurrent periodization. I give out free programs. I have people thank me all the time for helping them get their raw squat to 400, 500 pounds. See, I run an athletic channel. I don't run a G4P bodybuilding channel. You know what you're doing God's work when you were doing that too? When you were Chuck Basher? Was that God's work? Doing the Lord's work right there? Selling that booty hole? I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I missed that part of the Bible. I missed that part of the Bible where doing G4P was the Lord's work. I missed that part. Maybe you could quote that passage for us in your next video. Because I'm pretty sure it's not in there. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Not really a particularly religious person. I could be wrong. I don't think that's in there. I mean, feel free to correct me. But that's the thing. You don't really help anybody. You get up and you pump and you call people tampon boys and talk about BBC in the butt cheeks while flexing and pumping around on camera and having drug-fueled rages on camera. Who are you helping? How's that helping anybody? Then you're going to threaten people who you know good and well would light that ass up. Who are you helping? Helping yourself? Helping yourself make money? I don't see you giving out good programs. I don't see you helping people with their training programming. I don't see you discussing real nutrition. You eat a bunch of junk food. You pin a bunch of stuff in your arms. Use a ton of gear. And then play around on machines. I mean, do you even squat? Do you deadlift? Do you power clean? Do you do anything real athletes do? Oh, I forgot. You're not an athlete. You're a bodybuilder. See, bodybuilders aren't athletes. Nothing athletic about bodybuilding. It's all a bunch of fluffing pumpers. That's all it is. But you'd know about that fluffing too, wouldn't you? Chuck Basher. Good old Chuck. So, maybe in your next video, since you were bragging about the penitentiary again, you could tell us some more stories about the penitentiary. Talk to us about what you used to do in the showers. You know? Why you want to go back to jail so much. Because that's what you said. You know, you'd like to go back. They love you in there. Do they love you? Wonder why they love you in there. Why don't you tell us some stories about that, Mr. Chuck Basher. But, you know, it's your life. Do whatever you want to do with it. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. And I will talk to you guys next time. And don't do drugs, kids, because you'll turn out crazy like that.